You can't stand at the edge without a small tension inside. It's the pull. Jump or stay safe. Every time I go on a balcony, look over the side of the edge, there's that weird feeling. Almost like it's calling you to just try it and see. And it's interesting that so many people have that same feeling. So much so that it's considered a phenomenon, and it's called the high place phenomenon or the call of the void. And there's different theories of why this exists. A miswiring from your amygdala, or an innate sense that the ground is safe, like you've evolved some kind of weird pattern in your brain to think that down there is safe and where you're at is not. So you've got to get where it's safe. Maybe it's just a problem with our vertical vision adjustment. Some remnants of an evolutionary ladder hasn't quite worked the last bit of kinks out. Or maybe Freud was right. Because, he said we all had a death wish. Unfortunately, many people feel this pull towards death more strongly than a pull towards life. Maybe it's in their words or maybe it's in their actions, but the call of the void hits them head on. This doesn't always manifest as depression or addiction, but that's just sometimes the most obvious ways to see it. I know people that feel the call more than others. They're good people. They do the right thing, but to them there is no moral standard. There's no God to serve. To them there's no difference in smoking meth, telling lies, or watching cartoons. It's all just a decision, their own version of what's right or wrong. That's their philosophy, but they don't always live that out. In the real world, they live like everyone else, by a code. They may curse the code they follow, but they follow it anyway. And maybe it's their code, maybe it was their parents. Maybe it was just the culture that they grew up in. And that's why I said they're good people. They don't steal, they don't kill, they don't cheat on their taxes or cheat on their wives. But the void is inside them. And it pulls them to jump. Because to them, nothing really matters. But it begs the question, does that mean to them there is no safe space? No safe place to get to? So they slip into the comfortable existence of non-resistance because that's where it's safe. See, I had this dream once. There was this child on a cliff that needed a home, but there was no one there to give him one. Sometimes the only way to save someone is to get up to the edge as close as you can and not fall off. You see, the truth is, nihilism got it wrong. It's not that nothing matters, it's that everything matters. And that is why life is so hard. Because we've traded purpose and meaning for silk sheets and cheesy puffs. All our battles, our wars, our elections, our sermons, for this? For nothing more than the latest Netflix special to kick back, relax, and enjoy our comforts. And I know, that doesn't sound bad. Because in the end, it is what it is. You can blame your problems on lack of resources, bad timing, crooked politicians, or even self-sabotage. But all this does is pass the buck. I challenged someone the other day. I told him, it's okay, smoke meth. Do it every day if needed. But whatever you do, don't lie, especially to your kids. If you say you're going to do something, do it. Follow this rule and you will probably stop making so many useless promises. But because if you're making commitments you can't keep, then you're making too many commitments. He said he never intentionally lied to his kids, but that was the problem, right? That was the key word, intentionally. My method for reaching him for reaching him, I was not using reverse psychology. But my method only works if a morality hierarchy actually exists. My method only succeeds if we agree that some things matter more than others. Because the lies we tell become our apathy, our slow demise. We separate ourselves from the other person a few words at first, then miles apart. The small decisions you make are sometimes more important than the big ones. When I was a kid, I was scared of the dark. I was scared of monsters. I was scared of ghosts. I was scared of my own shadow. But now I stand in the dark. I see the monsters. I know what they are, and I know what shapes the world. I know what poisons the well. In the spiritual world, it's the flesh that's resurrected, and in this mortal world, it's the spirit that must be reborn. I pray the rosary, but without beads. We don't have to argue over the truth, not anymore. Either accept it or don't. For now we see as through a glass dimly. But there will be a time when all is made clear. So do not rest solely on your standard, but raise your standard and live right. For this is your call, and what of it is so damn hard to understand? The way is straight, the path is narrow, and all that see it know it, and all that follow it fall, but make no mistake. We all choose a road to walk and a ledge to stand next to. All right, guys. It's been an episode of the Brutal Optimist Podcast. Until next time.